Good evening. Welcome back to True Gunners TV. Hope you're all well. Big up, big up, big up. More drop points. More drop points in the Premier League. Cheers, guys. Cheers. Tastes sweet, doesn't it? Tastes sweet. Manchester United dropping points. Tottenham dropping points, and West Ham also dropping points in the race for the top four, which leaves it in Arsenal's capable hands. Can we capitalise on their failures? Now, first of all, before we get into any of that, make sure you're smashing a like on the video. And also make sure you hit that subscribe button if you are not subscribed to the channel already. Also, don't forget the notification bell as well, so you get a notification every time a video comes out. But firstly, as you guys who do follow the channel will know, I never actually did a match reaction for our game the other day against Wolves. Of course, Arsenal beating Wolves 1-0 away at Molineux after a bit of controversy, should we say, Gabriel Martinelli getting sent off. And I'm going to tie it in a little bit. I'm going to do a little bit of a match reaction to that, and then we're going to talk about what has happened today as well. So first of all, let's talk about that. As you guys know, anybody who watched the preview, make sure you go and check it out if you haven't already. I genuinely thought we was going to get slapped. I couldn't see anything else other than an L against Wolves. They're a very good side. They're up there as well, you know, not far behind us. They could well push themselves in to that race for the top four as well. Doing very well under their new manager, Bruno Lage, this season. And but we managed to, let's just say, scrape 3 points against Wolves. And it wasn't a pretty game at all. Not pretty at all by Arsenal. But the 3 points is what is important, and we got them 3 points. Now, there's still certain areas that I worry about massively. Our goal, for example, came from a set piece, a bit of a scrappy set piece as well. And then, of course, the red card situation at Arsenal is just a joke beyond belief at the moment. We are the only team in world football that could come out with a kit, a specially made kit, to fight against knife crime with the slogan, "No more red," and then receive 4 red cards in the next 6 games. We're the only team that could do that. So yeah, I would say a very finely balanced game. We didn't really create many opportunities, and this is another thing that worries me massively. 2 clear-cut chances in the entire game, and one of them was the goal. Lacazette with the second one, the chance to kill the game off, and he put it wide from a great opportunity as well, one-on-one with the goalkeeper, and you'd expect Lacazette to put that away, and he didn't. And then, of course, with Gabriel Martinelli getting sent off in a sending off that, let's be honest, I've never, ever seen a sending off like that. 2 tackles in the space of 10 seconds that enabled him to receive 2 yellow cards, which then, of course, turned into a sending off in what would say the same passage of play. Never been seen before. So that was kind of, yeah, that was weird. That was a weird experience in that. But it's another red card for Arsenal and another 20 minutes that we had to play with 10 men. And credit where credit is due to Mikel Arteta, and credit where credit is due to Arsenal. We held on for the 3 points. In years gone by, you would have seen Arsenal capitulate. You would have seen us get a draw, or Wolves maybe even scoring 2 goals to get the win. But we held on, and it was a very, very important win. And with no game this weekend, because of Chelsea playing in the Club World Cup final, our game got postponed. So therefore, we could sit back, chill this weekend, see what else is going on. And as I said, Manchester United kick-started the weekend dropping points at home to Southampton after going 1-0 up. They capitulated again. Harry Maguire at the front of their downfall yet again. And they're not playing very well at all at the moment, Manchester United. There is something seriously wrong at that football club. And let's be honest, they're so inconsistent this season. It is unreal. I don't think anybody, including myself, expected Manchester United to be as poor as what they have been this season. And they're there fighting for a place in the top 4. And ultimately, if they don't get that place in the top 4, it is a complete and utter disaster for them, because the players and the caliber of players that they've signed this season in the summer transfer window, Ronaldo coming back, Jadon Sancho, they splashed 70 odd million pound on, you know, Donny van der Beek, who's now kind of left on loan because he wasn't getting game time. It's a disaster for them, an absolute disaster for them, but I'm loving it, seeing them dropping points. And then, of course, today, Arsenal are the banter club. We are the banter club. We take that name. We are Banter FC. But if there's anybody that is going to come anywhere near close or is along the same path as Arsenal, it's Tottenham Hotspur. Losing 2-0 at home to Wolves after we just beat them with 10 men has to be the most embarrassing thing for them. And I watched that game as well, and they just did not turn up. Their defense is an absolute joke. Even Antonio Conte, one of the Don Dada managers in world football, cannot turn Tottenham into a decent footballing side. They're a disaster as well, and it's great to see. It's excellent to see. And I've got to admit, seeing that game, watching that game, I was laughing my head off. I really was. Because for as poor as we have been, and let's get it right, we have been poor this season. Yeah? Mikel Arteta and Arsenal haven't been pulling up trees, you know. Yeah? We've been very inconsistent ourselves. Remember at the beginning of the season, losing our first 3 games, sitting bottom of the Premier League. And Spurs have changed their manager. They've brought in one of the best in the world. There's no question about that. But they're still an absolute disaster class. Absolute disaster class. And ultimately, the inconsistencies of these 2 teams in particular could well get us top 4. Now, I don't know whether that's a good thing or a bad thing. I myself at the beginning of the season said, look, I expect top 4 this season. With the money that we have spent under this manager, which is now £250 million, I expect top 4 this season. And the thing is we know what the Arsenal fan base is like. If he gets top 4 this season and we get top 4 this season, Mikel Arteta is going to be lauded up as the greatest manager to ever grace the Premier League. So from that perspective, I don't want us to get top four because then it bides him even more time. And I'm a realist. I still don't think Arteta is good enough and ever will be good enough for Arsenal. But I also want Arsenal to succeed because I'm an Arsenal fan. So it's a difficult position to be in. I want us to get top four because I want us to move forward. I wouldn't call that success because success is winning league titles. But in order to move forward as a football club, we have to qualify for Champions League again. But that also means it's a two-sided coin. It really is. It's a two-sided coin. I don't want this manager here, but I want Arsenal to succeed. It's a difficult position to be in. And then, of course, roughly a couple of hours ago, we watched West Ham also drop points in the fight for top four. And West Ham are right there as well. So it makes for interesting reading now. Because looking at the league table, that is the league table standings. Man City, top of the table, of course, as expected. Although Liverpool could still catch City as well. Then you have Chelsea. Chelsea on 47 points with 24 games played. You would expect them to finish third. However, I'm going to ask something to you guys watching in just a second. West Ham played 25 games on 41 points. Manchester United played 24 games on 40 points. Then you have us, Arsenal, 22 games, 39 points. Then Wolves, 23 games, 37 points. Tottenham, 22 games, 36 points. And then even Brighton, 23 games, 33 points. So looking at that, Arsenal played the same amount of games as Tottenham. They have a game in hand over Wolves, a game in hand over Brighton. They have 2 games in hand over United and Chelsea, and 3 over West Ham. Spurs, 3 points behind us. Wolves, 2 points behind us. Brighton, only 6 points behind us. Manchester United, 1 point ahead of us. And West Ham, 2 points ahead of us. And then you've got Chelsea, 8 points ahead of us. Now, the reason why I'm mentioning Chelsea in this conversation, and I want to know if you guys agree, we have 2 games in hand over them. If, and this is a big if Arsenal can win both of them games that we have in hand over Chelsea, that puts us just 2 points. Is it 2 points? Hang on. Let me think now. Yeah, 2 points behind Chelsea. Could Chelsea get roped into this top 4 battle as well? This is well and truly in Arsenal's hands. We have a game at the weekend against Brentford, and then we face Wolves again at the Emirates. Now, although we've just beaten Wolves, we all see Ruben Neves' comments after the game about how we celebrated like we'd just won the league. Wolves will be out for revenge. Don't get it twisted. Brentford will not be an easy game. We've already lost to them once this season. That will be a tough game as well. But the thing that gets to me the most is I'm seeing Arsenal fans, well within their rights, just as I am, sitting there celebrating because Spurs have dropped points. West Ham have dropped points. Manchester United have dropped points yet again this weekend. But they're celebrating like it's cut and dry. We are getting 4th spot. Let me remind you, there are still 16 games left to play. 16. There's plenty more twists and turns in this yet. And also, Arsenal fans, Arteta tax is real. It is real. Yeah? This guy can still fuck this up. 2 games in hand. And we could be sitting here next week or the week after saying the same thing that Spurs fans are saying now, that Manchester United fans are saying now. There's still plenty to play for yet. But how ironic would it be that Arsenal get top 4 after their horrendous January transfer window and just overall poor running of the football club? It would be absolutely mental. But I won't celebrate too much because it ultimately means that this guy will be kept in charge, even as I think he'll be here no matter what. So with that being said, of course, anybody who sits there and says that we're not the favourites for top 4 right at this precise moment, you're lying. But let me know in the comments section, do you think we can get top 4 now that this is opened up to us? Do you think we can capitalise on the failures of these other teams around us? Or do you think ultimately our business or lack of business that we've done in January will end up costing us in the end? Do you think the lack of experience in the managerial department and the overall arrogance of the guy in charge will end up costing us in the end? Because there's still things to worry about, you know. We don't score many goals. We don't. We got lucky against Wolves. It might not be the same story against Brentford. I don't know. Who knows? But let me know in the comment section, guys. Let me know. I'm going to read out a couple of comments. We got Taib. How are we doing, Taib? Big up yourself. Arteta out, Brandon. I am sick of him. 100%. Hello, Brandon. Don't be surprised if we lose to Brentford and Wolves. We simply cannot score goals. 100%. 100%. But I'm seeing Arsenal fans thinking it's a cut and dry. We're going to win the race for the top 4. We are going to be there. Let's just remind everybody, even if we get 4th spot, yeah, even if we get 4th spot and we qualify for Champions League, we've got to play a qualifier before we even get into the Champions League. There's no guarantee that we'll win that with the way that we play. Do you know what I mean? And then, again, if we get top 4, but then West Ham win the Europa League, we ain't in the Champions League. It's funny. It just cracks me up because it's the failures of other teams around us that has put us in this position. Yet Arsenal fans sometimes make out like we've been so great this season. Like Mikel Arteta is so great. Like we have such great players. I just don't understand it at all. You're all lying to yourselves. Arteta, Edu, Vinay make a great clown show. Yeah, 100%, mate. Look. Clowns. They're all clowns. Nothing changes. They're still clowns. They are still clowns. Are you confident that we can capitalise on these drop points? Because I'm not. No, I'm not. I'm not. I'm not. If I'm being completely honest, I'm not. I mean, look, credit to them. They dropped points last week and we capitalised on it. Now we need to do it again. Make no mistake, the pressure is on us now. The pressure is on us. If we don't capitalise on this, then it could cost us. It could cost us massively. If we do capitalise on this, then great, well done. You know, what more am I going to say? Well done. We've qualified for third loser. You know, like it really means anything. It doesn't. It doesn't mean fuck all. It's all well and good qualifying for the Champions League. I want to know, yeah, what is actually gonna change if we qualify for the Champions League. Are we going to show the ambition to go and win the Champions League? To go and win the Premier League? History suggests no. History suggests it's just another money spinning scheme. We qualify for the Champions League, means we get more money. That's all it is. That's all I think it is. But Arsenal fans, a lot of Arsenal fans seem to think that qualifying for the Champions League is going to turn us back into this powerhouse again. It's going to allow us to be more expansive in the transfer market, get the better players in, show more ambition. I think that's all bollocks. I genuinely do. We got Thomas Partey, one of the most sought after defensive midfielders, one of the best in the world at the time. Without Champions League football, we got Aubameyang, one of the most prolific goal scorers at the time. Without Champions League football, Lacazette was doing bits in the French league. We got him without Champions League football. So all this talk of Champions League football, we need it for this, we need it for that. We don't. We're still one of the biggest teams in world football. We can still attract players. The only reason that we don't attract the big names and the big players anymore is because, one, we either have to pay them an absolute fortune to come to Arsenal because they know they can get it, because we've handed out £350,000 to the likes of Aubameyang, Ozil. So they will push their luck to get that sort of money because we've done it in the past. And that just attracts mercenaries. It does. And two, because we're not that great, no matter what anybody says. The manager is an arrogant twat. And he falls out with a lot of our first team players. And we don't really have any sort of plan or style of play. Definitely, we don't have any plan. Because if we did have a plan, we would have at least signed one or two players in the January transfer window. We signed none. No plan. You know? Wolves ain't losing twice to Arsenal. I don't think they will either. I don't think they will. I'll be surprised. I'll be very surprised. Don't be surprised if Spurs win the FA Cup, though. If Spurs win the FA Cup, then they win the FA Cup. Good luck to them. But they're still an absolute shambles of a club. The one thing that I would say is if they can keep hold of Antonio Conte long enough, because let's be honest, this guy, I watched his match reaction or his post-match interview, and he don't look happy. It wouldn't surprise me if he wasn't here come next season. Do you know what I mean? Because he just don't look happy. He doesn't look like... That guy has ambition. That guy he wants to win. He doesn't want to be fighting for top four. He wants to be winning league titles. He wants to be winning trophies. He can't do that with this team. So if they can keep hold of Antonio Conte long enough for him to get his own players in, Spurs will be a good side, a very good side. But if they can't, then it's back to the same old, isn't it? So, and it's the same with us. You know, if we keep hold of Mikel Arteta, we're going to see the same shit again next season, whether we have Champions League or not. If we go and get a decent manager, then we may well have a project that's worth backing. We've got young players, young talent. You know, there's just some players that need to be sold on and moved on, and better players need to come in, and we just need to be run better. That is it. You know, I expect a title race, but 6th is improvement for Arsenal fans, even though we were 5th when he took over. Exactly. I don't get this, right? I said it on Lee Gunner's channel. I think the fan cam after the Wolves game. Go and check that out if you haven't seen it already. Arsenal fans hounded out Arsene Wenger because they were sick of constantly getting 4th place, qualifying for Champions League, but then there was no ambition after that. Like, there was no ambition to win the Champions League. There was no ambition to win the Premier League. It was just, as long as we get 4th. You know, we all remember Arsene Wenger with his famous saying of 4th is a trophy. And ultimately, 4th became Arsenal's trophy. But Arsenal fans, like myself and everybody else, didn't want that. We wanted more. Arsene Wenger's gone now, and rightly so. He stayed too long. We haven't qualified for Champions League football since. Unai Emery got us to within 1 or 2 points of qualifying for Champions League football. Then we lost in the Europa League final. Since then, we've gone from 4th wasn't good enough under Arsene Wenger to 4th's now acceptable under Mikel Arteta. I don't get it. Doesn't make sense. We will get smashed in the Champions League anyway. Yeah. I mean, we thought 10-2 on aggregate against Bayern Munich was bad. Imagine what it would be if we took this team to face Bayern Munich in the Champions League. Mate, honestly, with this manager as well, mad. It was the worst time for Spurs to play Wolves after our game with them. Yeah, it was. Anybody who played Wolves today would have had a tough game because Wolves, you know, they had a point to prove. They probably felt that they didn't play well enough against us. They missed a few opportunities, and they would have been disappointed that they couldn't beat 10 men. But ultimately, that could cost us and all because, as I said, Ruben Neves, with his comments about the way we celebrated, was like we won the league. They will have a point to prove when they come to the Emirates. They will. All good when Gunners win. I actually fancy Wolves to finish top 5, to be honest. Wolves are a bloody good team. There you go. I would agree with you on that one. It'd be interesting. It's going to be interesting. We play Chelsea after them 2 games, I think. Yes, we do. We've got Brentford, then Wolves, then Chelsea. Hang on, let me just check that one. I'll soon tell you guys. So we have What? Nah, we ain't got Liverpool again, have we? That can't be right. Brentford, Wolves, Watford. Although it's saying there the Liverpool postponed. I didn't think we had to play Liverpool again, or do we? We might do. Then Leicester, then Aston Villa, Crystal Palace, Brighton, Southampton, Manchester United, that's a 6-pointer. West Ham, that's a 6-pointer, depending on where we are in the season. Yeah, there's still a fair few games to be played yet. We'll drop points, I can promise you, mate. Yeah, 100%. Brentford beat us fairly in August. Yes, they did. Yes, they did. We can capitalise if Arteta doesn't screw this up, but the real question is, will we? Exactly that. Hey, Brandon, and all the real ones. Big up, Del boy. How you doing, Del? Palmsy says, even if we get top 4, so what? Exactly. So what? So what? What difference does it make? Taib says, no, we ain't getting top 4. Any team could go on a mini run and finish 4th. Exactly. It's so close right now. It really is. But ultimately, we need to capitalise on the position that we're in. If we don't do that, then we're back to talking about, can we finish 6th, 7th, even 8th? I mean, even 9th. When you look at it and you deep it properly, I'm going to bring that table back up again. Yeah? Let's just move that comment out of the way a minute. Brighton are on 33 points. They're only 6 points behind us. Brighton, that's mad. Absolutely mad. They could be in with it and all. You just don't know. You just don't ever know. Where are we at? They removed 4th place qualifiers a few years ago, did they? I never knew that. I didn't know that. I thought we would have to play a qualifier still. But if that's the case, well, it's like you guys said in the comments. Imagine Arsenal travelling to Bayern Munich or PSG or someone like that with this team and this manager. Mate, Jesus, I'm not sure I want to watch that. I think I'd rather just watch one game a week. 5 clubs from one country can play in the Champions League. United, City, Liverpool, Chelsea and Spurs all did in 17-18. That's true. That is true. The roundabout continues. You talk sense like Lee Gunner, mate. Keep doing what you're doing. Big up yourself, Samuel. I appreciate that. And yeah, I don't pack any punches, mate. I just say it as it is, and that's it. I just say what I feel. Nobody will ever change my opinion. It's like, a lot of people give me a lot of stick for saying that Tomiyasu is the Japanese Wan-Bissaka. I stick by that, and you lot will see it in years to come. You will see it. I don't just want to qualify for the Champions League. I want to win it. Exactly. No one wants to play for Arteta. I'm not surprised if nobody does want to play for Arteta, because you look at the way that he treated Aubameyang, the way that he's treated Saliba, Guendouzi, Pepe. There's so many players that he's treated in a disrespectful way. Why would you want to come to Arsenal? Just to be treated the same? Do you know what I mean? Sentiment's in the house. Big up yourself, Sentiment. How you doing? Static, Brandon, congratulations for reaching 600 subscribers. Big up yourself, Static. I didn't know that, mate. I didn't know that. This is good, though. My aim is by the end of the year, which we've got a fair way to go, I want to crack 1,000 subscribers. If we can crack 1,000 subscribers, I'll be pleased. And that, to you lot, that might sound like a small number, but it's all about reaching little goals and then pushing on from there. But 600 subscribers, big up each and every single one of you. And anybody who's watching who isn't subscribed yet, hit that subscribe button. You want to. Noah, how we doing, Noah? Big up Brandon, bro. The reason why I want Arteta out is because he ain't good enough for winning titles, because he is a stat padder. He definitely ain't good enough for winning titles. I mean, there's question marks over as to whether he can even get us top 4 yet. But stat padder, I would agree with. I mean, like, credit to him. He has done something different in order for us to not capitulate so much. I mean, but then saying that, we played so many games with 10 men, we may as well just field 10 men. Forget about fielding 11 men because it's inevitable we're going to have a player sent off. But you know what I mean? Like, one good thing that I would say about the way that he has dealt with our structure in terms of the way we defend when we got 10 men. But we can't continue to keep having 10 men week in, week out, because it will cost us in the end. It will. Jaminho says, yes, I just packed De Bruyne in FIFA. Let's go. Ain't really relevant, but just felt like saying it. Hey, mate, it's packing De Bruyne. That is a big thing in itself. I wonder if you can pack Arteta. What would you do if you got Arteta? Smash the likes, says Jimmy. Yes, smash them likes, guys. Make sure you're doing that. Tomiyasu is absolutely woeful going forward. He can't defend. He can defend, but that's it. And that is exactly why I compare him to Wan-Bissaka, because Wan-Bissaka is very similar. Shit going forward. Can defend all right, but he's shit going forward. And I don't know. We'll see that. We'll see that. What's that? Pack manager Arteta and quickly sold him. Too right. The mentality of modern fans is we should be happy to be top 10 and they will wait 20 years to get top 4. I've waited long enough for Arsenal to start competing for titles. None of this top 4 fucking bullshit. You know what I mean? Like, we was doing that. We was getting top 4. And then now, do you know what I mean? Like you just said, fans are happy if we finish top 10. Top 10. Madness. Absolute madness. Come on, you Gooners, 11 Raps. Big up. If Arteta gets top 4, he should honestly go. At least at that point, he's left on somewhat high and allowed us to move forward with proper manager in Champions League with a fresh start. God, this is a difficult one to answer, mate. It really is. If he gets top 4, then do we keep him another season? Probably not. I mean, it'd be harsh to turn around and say bye-bye after he's, got us back into Champions League football. But ultimately, where's it going to take us under him? Nowhere. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah, I would agree. He probably does have to go, even if we, get 4th. But as far as him him leaving on a high and allowing us to move forward, mate, this guy's an arrogant prick. There ain't no way that he's doing that. There's no way he's leaving Arsenal Football Club unless he gets sacked. And at the moment, these owners, these fans are all loving him off. Do you know what I mean? Like Arsenal fans, certain Arsenal fans, I am sure of it, get their magic sock out and have a little polish over this guy. And I don't know what it is. I really don't. Seamus Coleman at least offers a threat on the attack, unlike Tommy. He scored the other day. I love Seamus Coleman as an Irish person, and I wish we signed him a few years ago instead of keeping Bellerin. Seamus Coleman's all right. He's not a bad player. But I want better than that. I want a lot better than that, Palmsy says, I'm 41, bro. I've waited long enough to see something now. Exactly that. We moved to this stadium to compete with the best. We're not competing with the best. We're competing with Brighton and Wolverhampton Wanderers. Tottenham as well, who, let's be honest, at the stage of Arsenal moving to the Emirates, or when the plans were made, Tottenham weren't even a big club. They were one of them little small clubs that, finished. If they finished in the top half of the table, they was happy. Do you know what I mean? Now, times have changed, isn't it? If he gets fourth, demote him to assistant manager and bring in someone new. I wouldn't even have him as assistant manager, mate. He's just, yeah. Imagine it. Imagine that. You've got someone, let's just say for an example, someone like, I don't know. Let's just say an Antonio Conte on the side, and then you got Arteta next to him, looking at him, probably still on the touchline doing his bullshit. Do you know what I mean? Like, nah, I wouldn't even have him around, mate. I wouldn't even have him around. Oh, mate, the magic sock comes into play every single day for these Arteta sexuals. They'd rather bash one out over him than a woman. Three-way, even if they're all straight. It's true. Yeah, I admit Coleman ain't the best, but he's a good squad player who'd do a job when needed, even for the best teams. He's a great leader to have in the dressing room too, yeah. Again, yeah, no, I'd agree. He would be a good squad player. I'm not sure how old Seamus Coleman is now, though. But yeah, definitely. And there we go, guys. I'm going to wrap it up here. Again, let me know in the comment section, if you haven't let me know already, are we favourites for top four now? And also, can we capitalise on other teams' failures that's happened in the past 2 weeks? We capitalised against Wolves. Now we've got to capitalise again. Can it be done? Just quickly before I jump out. Road Trooper 2000, big up yourself. The Arteta fans are a cult. Been sucking him off for so long. They're worried they'll look foolish if they don't. Emperor's new clothes type shit. Yeah, exactly. Brandon, when I said he's a stat padder, is when we beat dead teams, the narrative is we are back. Then get our asses handed to us against better teams. 100%. Based on experience, I would answer no, and no. There we go. There's the answer. Big up yourself, Palmsy. Listen, guys, make sure you are hitting the likes if you haven't already. Make sure you are smashing the subscribe button if you haven't already. Reach 600 subscribers. I want to get to 1,000 by the end of the year. Only you guys can do that. And of course, smash that notification bell as well so you get a notification every time I bring a video out. Big up all the real ones in the chat. I appreciate you guys coming and tuning in. And of course, don't forget. Peace. I'm out.
Be excited.
Be excited.